have with us the chief job creator here in the state of Virginia, the person that's in charge of going out there, meeting with businesses, making sure that Virginia is there at the forefront in creating jobs here in the state. Folks, please help me in welcoming our Lieutenant Governor, Bill Bolling.
Thank you very much. Well, hello, Newport News. 49 days away from Election Day, there's only one question that matters. Are you all ready to win? Wow, what a crowd. We have filled up this beautiful auditorium here today at Christopher Newport University. We must have some captains here from Christopher Newport University. We've got a great overflow crowd outside. We were just out there with Congressman Ryan visiting with that crowd. I think this is like the 8th or 9th or 10th time that Paul Ryan has been in Virginia since he became the Republican Party's nominee for Vice President of the United States. I told him if he keeps showing up, we're going to register him to vote right here in Virginia. President Obama and his team, they want us to believe that this malaise that we've been experiencing for the past 4 years. Remember, we coined that term when Jimmy Carter was president. Who would have ever thought we'd long for the good old days of Jimmy Carter? Who would have ever thought? They want us to believe that this is the best America can do. They want us to believe that this is somehow a new normal in America. And you know better, and I know better. The American people know better. They deserve better, and they'll get better when we elect Mitt Romney president, Paul Ryan vice president of the United States. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan have a plan to get the economy moving again and create jobs. They have a plan to balance the budget and start bringing down the debt. They have a plan to get America back on the right track, but they can't do it alone. We need you, Virginia. We need you to make sure that we win Virginia so that we can win the presidency. So I want to ask you the same question I asked you when I started Newport News. Are y'all ready to win? Ladies and gentlemen, the next Vice President of the United States, Paul Ryan. God bless America.
Ryan! 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 Ryan!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next Vice President of the United States, Paul Ryan.
Country back on the right track? Rob Whitman, one of my friends and a really good hunter, thank you to your service to our country. And Bill Bolling, thank you to your service to your state. You are fine men, and we really appreciate what you do for us. And Christopher Newport University, thank you for this fantastic reception. It is amazing. It is great to be back in Virginia. You know why it's great to be back in Virginia?
Because Virginia's going to elect Mitt Romney, the next president of the United States. Friends, we have a big choice to make. This is not your ordinary election. It doesn't matter what generation you are in. This is the most important election in your generation. We can stay on the path we're on, a path of debt, doubt, and decline, or we can reclaim those great founding principles that came right out of Virginia, apply them to the problems of the day, and get this country back on the right track. Here's our problem. President Obama and too many politicians like him in Washington are more worried about their next election than they are about the next generation. We're not going to do that. We have got to get on top of this country's problems. If we don't tackle these problems soon, they will tackle all of us. So that's what Mitt Romney and I are going to do. We are not going to whistle past the graveyard. We're going to get this done because you deserve the kind of leadership that America is used to having. That is leadership that takes on our challenges, that doesn't blame other people, that takes responsibility. What a beautiful campus here, by the way. This is just a... Here's our problem. President Obama, he inherited a tough situation. No two ways about it. He came in with a lot of problems. Here's the problem. He didn't fix them. He didn't make things any better. We're so much better, worse off. You can't argue that we are better off than we were 4 years ago. We're deeper in debt. Take a look at what has happened to our national debt just over the last 4 years. When he came in on Inauguration Day, your share of the debt, every person, every man, woman, and child in America, their share, $35 grand. $61,000 today. This is on an unsustainable path. And the President has yet to give us any solutions to actually fix this crisis. What's worse is the only area he seems eager and happy to actually cut spending is in that primary responsibility of our federal government, national defense.
Yes.
Mitt Romney and I are going to give you specific plans, specific ideas, not only on how to get people back to work, not only on how to rekindle economic growth and upward mobility to get people back on a path of prosperity, but we are going to reject these devastating defense cuts and make sure that we have peace through strength by having the most powerful military that the world has ever known. Please, have a seat, everybody. I don't want to make you all stand.
Good idea.
I'd like to see. Hey, you got great seats here. You might as well use them. We've heard lots of bad news. We've heard bad news about jobs. We've heard bad news overseas. You see, when we project weakness overseas, when we're complicit with these devastating defense cuts, we show weakness. When we promise higher taxes, more regulation, more borrowing, more spending, more money printing, that does not produce prosperity. If all this taxing and spending and borrowing and regulating and money printing actually led to economic growth, we would be entering a golden age along with Greece. It doesn't. Here's the good news. It is not too late to get this right. We can fix this mess. It's going to take leadership. That's why this moment and this man, Mitt Romney, are made for this time. Of all the things that we are lacking that we need, it's leadership. You know, Historians often paint pictures and tell stories about great leaders and what it takes. We've had great leaders from Virginia right here. You need a person with a bedrock of principles, with a moral compass, with a vision for the country and the proven ability and experience to execute that vision. That's Mitt Romney. Look at what he did in the 1990s. In the late 90s, remember the Olympics? Remember all the waste and the corruption and the bloat at the Olympics in Salt Lake? Kind of sounds familiar today, doesn't it? What did they do? They asked this man in Boston to drop his career, leave what he was doing, move to Salt Lake, and turn them around. And that's exactly what he did. Duty, honor, service. He turned those Olympics around, and it was a success story that made us all proud. Look at what this man has achieved in business. And let me just say one thing. By the way, being successful in business, that's a good thing in this country. I think it's a good thing you have a man who's created tens of thousands of jobs. It's good to have a man who started businesses to turn around failing businesses. That's the kind of job creation we need today. Take a look at the record of Barack Obama as president and Mitt Romney as governor. Under President Obama, 23 million Americans are struggling to find work. He said right when he got in office, if I can just borrow $831 billion and spend it on all these groups, we'll get prosperity and unemployment will never get above 8%. It's been above 8% for 43 months. We have 15% of Americans today living in poverty. This is the highest poverty rate we've had in a generation. It's not working. And the question is it too late to fix the problem? The answer is no, it's not. Household income for average family has gone down $4,000 over the past 4 years. The president has presided over the first downgrade of our credit rating in our country in our history. And more of ours coming, apparently. If we want to change this, we've got to change presidents.
Yes.